Seventh Sunday in Ordinary Time Reflection. Our first reading is from the book of Exodus, chapter 19, verses 2 to 6. We hear of God reminding the people of Israel his unilateral rescue, stating that he carried them out of Egypt on eagle wings. He further promises them that if they remain faithful to his covenant, they will be his cherished private treasure, a corporate kingdom of priests, a holy nation set apart for his purposes. The key message of this passage is that grace precedes accountability. God does not demand performance to earn his love. He reminds us of his love to inspire our performance. Our second reading is from the letter of St. Paul to the Romans, chapter 5, verses 6 to 11. St. Paul provides a diagnostic assessment of the human condition prior to Christ, describing humanity with 4 heavy words: helpless, ungodly, sinners, and enemies. He further then presents a flawless logical argument. If God was willing to do the hardest, that is the imaginable, sending his Son to die for us while we were still broken, hostile enemies, how much more certainly will he preserve and save us now that we have been reconciled and made his children through Christ's resurrected life. The key message of this passage is that our spiritual maintenance is guaranteed by the designer. To give a mechanical demonstration, if the master engineer invests a massive price to salvage a broken piece of machinery, definitely they will not abandon it once it is repaired. The gospel passage is from St. Matthew chapter 9, verses 36 and chapter 10, verses 8. Jesus looks out at the crowd and is physically moved with compassion because the people are troubled and abandoned, completely let down by the religious leadership of the day. He, recognizing that the harvest is abundant but the laborers are few, he systematically scales his ministry. He calls 12 diverse disciples, transforms them into authoritative apostles, that is, his sent emissaries, and instructs them to go to the lost, offering healing, restoration, and deliverance with an open source mandate. Without cost you received, without cost you are to give back. The key message is that the blessings of the kingdom must be actively distributed, not hoarded. The ultimate law of the kingdom economy is that grace, love, mercy, compassion, healing, etc. must be given away just as freely as they were received from God. When we synthesize all these 3 readings, a beautiful collective blueprint emerges. Firstly, we should recognize an inward identity. We must deeply accept that we are chosen, protected, and profoundly treasured by God. Secondly, we are to recognize the upward security. We can rest from the exhaustion of trying to save ourselves as the contemporary impetus pushes us to do, and trust that Christ's active resurrected life is constantly maintaining and protecting our souls. And thirdly, we have to recognize the outward mission, that we are secure in our identity and backed by God's power, hence at the end of the day, sent out. Our faith cannot remain a closed loop. It must be operationalized as concrete, compassionate action for the people around us who are hurting, hopeless, auto-theist, existentialist, and the secular humanist that we encounter in our day-to-day living. In summation, my dear friends, we are aware that we live in a highly sophisticated world, yet it is a wounded world, filled with people who feel precisely like those in the crowds in Matthew's passage, harassed, lonely, fragmented, a sheep without a shepherd. Hence it is my prayer that may have the strength to actualize the attitude of being laborers that step deeply and wholeheartedly into Christ's harvest. We don't have to be perfect or superheroes to do that. The first apostles were deeply flawed individuals with clashing backgrounds, yet Christ integrated them into his system. Let us now go into our neighborhoods, communities, and societies and share away the love, the forgiveness, the mercy, and the healing of God, just as freely as we received it. Amen. I wish you a blessed week.